This is my BMW M4, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the oil change on this BMW. This process is going to be similar for BMW's M3s and BMW's M2s. It doesn't matter the year since they share the same engine, the S55 engine. The difference is going to be how hard it's going to be to access the bottom part, but other than that, the location of the filter is the same and everything is the same. Also, this process is going to be similar for BMW's M54 and M55 engines because they use the same platform engines. So the way to do the oil change is going to be the same. The only difference is going to be the filter number and the oil type, but everything else is going to be the same. So let's start with it. First step to do the oil change is to get the oil filter cap loose because there is oil over here and that oil has to be drained to the oil pan. So we're gonna be using a 86mm oil filter tool for all the BMWs mostly, and it's pretty easy to install. We just put it here and now we just rotate it to the left until it gets loose like this, and that's about it. And we have to get it completely out of here until the seal comes out. You can see it's already out. So all we have to do is like get it off like this, and there is oil in there, so don't pull it right away because the oil is gonna come all the way to the alternator in these areas over here. So all you have to do is like pull it slowly and all the oil is gonna go down. So in the moment we're gonna leave it here so all the oil in the filter goes down to the oil pan. In the meantime, we're waiting for that. We're gonna go underneath the vehicle to remove the oil pan plug to drain the oil from there. So the oil drain plug is located right here. This is where you're gonna open to drain the oil. All you have to make sure is to get some clearance underneath the vehicle because you have to go underneath and it's pretty tight. If you don't have a lift, you have to get some kind of ramps or something. So we're gonna be using a 17mm socket and a ratchet to get it loose. And that's it. So now we just have to wait until all the oil gets drained, and in the meantime we're gonna go back to the top to replace the oil filter. So now we're gonna be replacing the oil filter. So now the oil filter is completely drained, as you can see. So we just gotta get it out of here. To remove the oil filter is pretty easy. All you have to do is like pull it like this and it comes out. And we're gonna be replacing these two seals because they're on the new oil filter. So these seals, this one had to go like out like this, and this one's kind of hard because it's small, so it's harder to remove, but once you get it out, it's easy. So those are the two seals, and here we have the new oil filter. This is the part number. This is a BMW part number, but you can actually buy the other number. Well, I want to show you here in the new filter because this one you cannot see it very well. So here is the new oil filter, right? And here is the other part number, MAN filter, that the 8011 HU8011, that's the other part number. So all we have to do is compare them. They're exactly the same, and that's it. So there is the new O-rings and the crusher washer. This is for the drain plug. So we're gonna be opening this and we're gonna be installing the new small O-ring. Don't forget this one. This one is very important. Don't forget it. So this one goes right on top like this. The other one goes right there in the groove right here. Make sure to relocate it right where it belongs, because if you put it in a different position, you're gonna destroy the O-ring and then it's gonna leak oil. And the oil filter. In the case of the oil filter, as you can see, it doesn't have how it goes. It's like similar in both ways, as you can see. So you can put it with the numbers as it was, with the numbers in. So what we have to do is insert it there, and that's it. Filter is completely installed, and we are ready to put it back inside. Alright, before installing the new filter, all we have to do is check the surface over here and make sure there is nothing in there. Make sure there is nothing around. If there is something, we have to clean it very well. There is a little bit of oil there. If you want it, you can wipe it up with a rag like this one. This is a microfiber rag, and it will absorb the oil pretty easy. But some of others cannot absorb the oil so easy as this one, so it will depend on what you're using. And once you get it out, it's a little cleaner, as you can see. After doing that, we can install the oil filter easily, hand tight. And now I can use the ratchet to tighten completely. Alright, that's enough. This is like 40 pounds of torque, so it is not that much. It says over here the torque anyway, so don't oversee the torque, and don't use a long extension ratchet to tighten. Use a small ratchet like this one, because the maximum torque you can apply with this one probably is 40, but do 25, 30 maximum, because that is a plastic cap and you can break it. And that'll be all on top. So now we're just gonna wait until the oil gets completely drained, and we're gonna continue with the video. The oil is completely drained. As you can see, there is nothing left. So the next step is to install the drain plug, but before we do that, we have to replace the crusher washer with the new one that came with the old filter kit. And all we have to do now is insert it here. Alright, and now we're gonna use a small ratchet to tighten. Don't use a long extension ratchet. Use a small ratchet like this one to tie the plug. Alright, it is tight. Tight enough. That's like 30-35 pounds of torque. That's enough for this bolt over here. So now we have to go back up to add the oil. So I'm gonna be using the 10W60 oil. These are BMW original oil. BMW recommends the 530 liquid moly too, but for the newer 2017 and up, BMW recommends the 020 oil, the M020 oil. But for the olders like 2015, 2016 M engines, they recommend either this one or the 020. I prefer this one because this is a good oil. It has been a good oil. So, but it's up to you to decide what will be the best option oil. The 020 works as well with this one. So last time I used the 020, so this time I'm gonna use the 1060 because I like this one better. So to add the oil is pretty easy. All we have to do is to remove the oil filler cap, pretty easy. And now we're just gonna add the oil. These are liters, there's 7 in total, so we're gonna be using like 6 liters and a half. So let's get with it. Alright, I added the 6 liters of oil to the engine. I'm gonna leave the 7 for later because I want to start the engine and then I want to level the oil. It's probably gonna be the half of it. That's as much as it's going to be. So now we're gonna start the engine and see how it runs. Let's start the engine. The first thing as soon as you start the engine is to check for oil pressure warnings or lights. In this case there is none, so that means then everything is alright. So let's go outside and do a physical check. Over here what we're gonna be looking for is for leaks around the oil filter. The area over here, as you can see, there is no leaks, and underneath where the oil drain plug goes. So just gonna look for leaks. There is no leaks at all, so we can get the car to a level surface to measure the oil level, and we're gonna reset the oil interval, the on service interval as well. Alright, to check the oil level on the BMW M4 and all the BMWs 3 Series and 4 Series from 2013 and up, you have to use it through the iDrive system. So what we're gonna do is press the menu button over here, and then we're gonna scroll this until we get to this vehicle info. We click on vehicle info, and then we do vehicle status, and then we do oil level. The oil level is being measured right now, so we have to wait until the oil measurement is completed. Now it's about to get done, as you can see, and it's going to tell you how much is the oil level. You can see the level right here. That means then we have to add some oil, so we have to go back and open the hood to add some oil. So we're gonna be adding half of this. Is pretty much half what it needs, so don't add it completely, because then you are gonna overfill it. So half of it will be fine, and the engine gotta be off. You can do it with the engine on, but it's gonna like throw oil all over the place, but you can do it. It's kind of half right now, as you can see. This is going to be half. Yeah, this is going to be half, so let's add a little more. Yeah, now it's half. That's all. And now we're gonna start the engine and remeasure the oil, and that will be all. After adding the last little bit of oil, the oil level is fine. So this is all about the oil change. Now we have to do the oil service interval, which I'm going to show you how to do it right now. To reset the oil service interval is pretty easy, and it's going to be similar for all BMWs. All we have to do is like press the the on and off button over here, but do not press the brake or the clutch to start the engine. It's just gonna be the ignition on. And now we switch over here. We're gonna press and hold until we get a message over here. Alright, and this will appear over here. So all we have to do is press and hold again the same switch, and then it will ask reset, and then we're just gonna press and hold again, and that will appear. And that's it. The oil service interval is completely reset on the BMW M4, and that's the way you do it. And as I said before, this is going to be similar for all BMWs, M3s, M2s, and the M4s. Also the 335s, the 435s with the M55 and the M54 engines, and all the X5s and everything is going to be similar. What is going to change is the difficulty on how to do the oil change. So and also it's going to change the oil type and the filter type depending on the year, depending on the model of the engine. So just be sure to get the right parts for your engine when you go to a dealer or when you buy them anywhere you go. So this is all I have to show you about the oil change process on the BMW M4, and as I said before, to all the other BMWs. You have any questions about this video, you can use the comment section below, and you can ask anything, or you can use the email address, or you can DM me directly on IG. There is in the description below direct link for my profile and my cameraman as well. You can contact us there, any questions, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on IG so you don't miss any of the newest contents we have prepared for you, and thank you for watching.